Hi, 大家好，我係 Marguerite and welcome to my little Cantonese corner. So today is our first lesson in the Let's Talk Cantonese series, and we'll be talking about hai, hai, hai. And that all is the way to say to be, or hai is more, well, commonly maybe we think of it as am, is, or are. And it's also a way to say yes, hai. Hai is am not, is not, are not, or no. To a question, that would be hai. A hai question asks am, is, are, and so the answer to that would be hai or hai. And that's a common way to form questions in Cantonese, is to put the in between the verb. So hai is asking a question. So that's all you need to learn for to be. And that's what makes Cantonese so easy to learn, is because there's hardly any grammar. I mean, now that you know hai, you know all the forms. The future, the past perfect, all that is all found in the verb hai. Okay? So, like I said, it's so easy to learn Cantonese. The hard part, of course, is getting the tones right, but learning it's pretty easy. So, now that we know hai is am, let's learn some of the pronouns so we can put some pronouns to the verb. Okay? So, the pronoun for I is ngõ. Now it's low rising with the H being low tone and the accent mark. So ngõ. Nãy is you. Cậu is he, she, or it. And then to make it plural, you just add a day. So ngõ day, nãy day, cậu day is the plural form for we, ngõ day, you all, nãy day, or they, cậu day. Okay? Now it gets even easier because when you want to use the possessives in English, you have to learn all of these right here, which is my, mine, yours, hers, his, its, ours, and theirs. But in Cantonese, you just have to add a ge at the end of these, your original pronouns. So if you wanted to say it's mine, you would just say ngõ ge. Yours, lấy ge. Cậu ge is he or his or hers, its. Ours, ngõ đầy ge. You all, lấy đầy ge. And theirs, cậu đầy ge. So just add the ge. It's that simple. And it gets even easier because if you want to use a direct object pronouns, which would be me, you, these here, me, you, her, him, it, us, you, them, you don't have to do anything. You just use the pronouns that you just learned. So that's what makes it so easy in Cantonese to learn. So if you wanted to say, give it to me, for example,俾我, right?俾我唔該, please give it to me.俾我, give it to me. Just the same old ngõ that you would use for I. So pretty easy, right? The difficult part is just getting the tones right. So anyway, so for the next part, I just wanted to introduce you guys to a few words that use the hai, but have nothing to do with to be, okay? So when it combines with this here, dan hai is but, dan hai, but. Of course, is gang hai, and this is a mid-rising, so gang hai, remains low tone, and then really would be zan hai, and we've got or, which is deng hai, two low tones there, deng hai. Okay, so these are some words that use the hai, but really have nothing to do with to be. Just some combinations for you. So what I'm going to do now is erase the board, and then I will put some sentences on it, and we can go through some sentences so you can practice tones and learn a few vocabulary words and learn more how to use the hai, hai, and hai. Okay? All right, so you can either pause. Hi there, so I'm back. I've got some sentences on the board that we can use to practice. So let's take a look at the first one. Now the first one asks, who are you? Okay? And that would be 你係邊個啊? 你係邊個啊? Asks, who are you? So what do you notice about that sentence that's a little bit different? So first of all, who, right? The who is the 邊個, this one here. So what do you notice about where it is in the sentence, right? In Cantonese, the who, the what, the where, the when, the why comes at the end of the sentence. So you're going to have lấy hay biên qua, you, nãy, low rising, hay. Low tone, always will be, hay. Biên qua, who, ah. Ah is just a question particle they put at the end of the who, what, where, when, and why questions. So you'll have you, nãy, hay, are, biên qua, who. You are who, or who are you? Okay, something else you're going to notice about that sentence is I've kind of slammed in a W-A-W-A-I, which is white, and that goes with the bin, so bin white. That's another way of saying who in Cantonese. It might be a little bit more, not really formal, but maybe a bit more polite. So if you're going to an appointment or something and they're going to ask, who are you? They might use the lấy hay bin white, which is a little bit more polite maybe of saying who. So, but definitely not impolite, and definitely way more common is the bin go. Okay? So lấy hay bin go, who are you? Your answer would start with ngõ. If they're asking you, you would say I. So ngõ係蘇小姐. Okay? So 我係蘇小姐. 我係 is I am. 蘇 me. 小姐. Now what do you notice about that sentence? Well, you've got the 小姐, which is Miss. I am Miss Sue. 小姐 comes after the Sue. And if you know any Cantonese at all, you probably figured this out already, because the Mr., the Mrs., and the Miss all comes after the name of the person. So I am Miss Sue. And this being Hong Kong, and I'm not Chinese, so I might just say 我係阿蘇, 我係阿蘇, or 我係 Miss Sue. But the 小姐 in Cantonese is also a way of calling a lady maybe in a shop or in a restaurant, and you want to say, excuse me, miss, then you'd use the 小姐. 小姐唔該. Okay? So the third sentence we have there on the board is, this is Mrs. Lee. Say I'm at an appointment, they've asked me who I am, I say I'm Miss Sue, and I also want to introduce a lady friend that's with me. I would say, 呢個係李太太. So, 呢個 you can guess is this, right? The ni or the li is very high. 呢個係李太太. Okay, so what do you notice about this sentence? Well, first of all, the tai tai, the Mrs., comes after the Lei, which is the surname Li. So Mrs. Li is Lei Tai Tai, okay? But the Lei, I've kind of underlined these in purple to remind myself to talk about them and explain a little bit more. The Lei I underline because it's the same exact pronunciation as you, which is Lei or Nei. But this one definitely is with the L because Li. So Lei and Lei, same sound, same pronunciation. It's a different character, of course. The character for the surname Li is completely different from the character for you, but it's pronounced the same. So 呢個係李太太. This is Mrs. Lee. So they might then ask the relationship between me and Mrs. Lee, and they might say 佢係唔係你嘅朋友? 佢係唔係你嘅朋友? Is she your friend? Okay. And let's take a look at that sentence because 佢, of course, is she. But you don't know if you didn't know we're talking about Mrs. Lee, you wouldn't know from 佢 if we're talking about a man or a woman, because the characters you can write to differentiate guy and a girl, but not when you're speaking. So 佢係咪你嘅朋友? So that's the first thing. The question way, of course, is put the M, the in between the verb and repeat the verb, like 係唔係 is the question way of asking, is she? 你嘅. Now remember the ge is making the 你 possessive for your. But I put it in brackets here and kind of underlined it to remind myself to tell you that the ge, a lot of times, at least in Hong Kong, it's omitted. They don't say it. So is she your friend? Like in English, we wouldn't say, is she you friend? right? You just wouldn't say that. It has to be the your. But in Cantonese, sometimes I'll drop it. And one reason why this might be is because when you're talking about your family members, like if you want to say, this is my wife, or this is my husband, or this is my sister, you don't use the ge. So you wouldn't say, 呢個係我嘅太太. You wouldn't say that. Oh, and 太太 is Mrs., but it also means wife, a formal way of saying your wife. So you would not use the ge in family relationships. 呢個係我妹妹 is little sister. So this is my little sister would be 呢個係我妹妹, and you don't use the ge. So that might be one reason why I put it, not the reason why I put it in brackets, but I put it in brackets because the family relationship thing may be one reason why they kind of drop it a lot of times. So 佢係咪你朋友 is asking, is she your friend? And you can answer 係, yes, right? That you could say yes if you wanted to, or you could say 係. The way to answer a 係唔係 question in the affirmative is 係. You could also say 唔係, no, okay? So down here, no, she's my friend's mom. The way to say that would be 唔係，佢係我朋友嘅媽咪, right? 佢 meaning Mrs. Lee, 佢係我朋友嘅媽咪. So that's an example of where you'd have 我朋友, again meaning my friend, but you got the ge媽咪, okay? The ge here is making 朋友. It's like the apostrophe S. So just to show you that the ge doesn't just go with the pronouns, it goes with any noun that you want to make possessive. So 唔係，佢係我朋友嘅媽咪. Okay? No, she's my friend's mom. You could also say, of course not, right? 梗唔係啦. Now on the board before I had the 梗係, meaning of course. If you want to make that of course not, the not is going to go again in the middle. Just remember that usually gets stuck in the middle if you want to make it, or before if you want to make it negative. So 梗唔係啦, blah, kind of for emphasis. 梗唔係啦, 佢係我嘅 boss. Of course not, she's my boss, right? 梗唔係啦, 佢係我嘅 boss. Bo is very high, bossy. You could probably guess that is boss. It sounds like boss, right? So, of course not, she's my boss, okay? Now, I drew a little squiggly line here because I wanted to go back up to another way that someone might reply to you if they ask you, is she your friend? And you're like, 唔係, 佢係我朋友嘅媽咪. They might say, and just an example to use are 但係 and 定係. Oh, nope, just the 但係. 但係, but she's also your friend, right? They could say, 但係佢都係你朋友，係唔係? Okay? So this is asking, but she's also your friend, right? Maybe they're familiar with you and they, I don't know. But they wanted to ask, but she's also your friend, right? So what to notice in this sentence is 但係, this 但係, 呢個係, this 係, this 係 is the same as the 係 meaning to be, is, am, are, but together with the 但係, I've explained this before, but I'll do it again, is the but, okay? 但係佢都係, the 都, a very high sounding 都, you'll hear it a lot, 都係 means also is, okay? She also is 你朋友. And then to reiterate the question there, 係唔係? 係唔係? They'll put that at the end, and that's a surefire way to know that if you want to answer yes, you say 係, or no is 唔係, okay? So I would answer 係, 都係我朋友, right? 係, 都係我朋友. And my screensaver just went on, which means it's too long, so I better wrap this up. So, okay, I hope these sentences really helped you out. I'll just read that last one again. It's 但係佢都係你朋友，係唔係? And then you'd say 係，都係我朋友. Okay? So I really hope these sentences helped you practice your 係唔係 and 係唔係. and you learned a few new vocabulary words. And I look forward to the next video. I'm going to be doing the yao mao, the have or not have, or do you have, with you guys. So please again like my videos and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again next time here on my little Cantonese corner. Okay, bye. Hi there, I had to jump on really quickly because I wrote D-O to mean also, and that's not right. So it should be D-O-U, which is do, which means also. So the sentence I had on the board before, 佢都係我朋友, should have been D-O-U and not D-O, because the D-O is actually pronounced as do, as in 多謝. 多謝, meaning thank you. So sorry about that. I totally wrote it thinking I knew what I was doing, and obviously I didn't. So I just wanted to jump on really quickly and make that correction so you guys aren't confused. The D-O-U is also do, the high tone mark there and no H, do. So 佢都係我朋友. Okay? Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye.